Dear students, now we will study the laws of chemical combination. In this we will study how one substance can be converted to other substance when it reacts chemically, and these quantitative relationships are generalized in 5 different laws. And these laws are: first law is the law of conservation of mass, then the law of constant composition or definite proportion, this is the second law, then the law of multiple proportion, third law, and fourth law is the law of reciprocal proportions. The fifth law is the law of combining volumes or Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. So these are the 5 laws of chemical combination, and now we will study these one by one. Now we will do the first law, that is law of conservation of mass. What this law states? This law states that during any physical or chemical change, the total mass of the product is equal to the total mass of the reactant. And in other words, we can say that matter can neither be created nor destroyed during any physical or chemical change. Therefore, this law is also known as law of indestructibility of matter. We can do a experimental verification for this law, and for this we can have one experiment which is also called as Landolt experiment. Landolt took the solution of sodium chloride and silver nitrate separately in 2 limbs of H-shaped tube, which is also called as Landolt's tube, that you can see in the picture also. So in one limb the NaCl solution is taken, and second limb AgNO3 solution is taken. The tube was sealed and weighed. After weighing, the 2 solutions were mixed thoroughly by shaking the tube. As a result, the reaction occurred between silver nitrate and sodium chloride, and a white precipitate of silver chloride is formed. As you can see the reaction, AgNO3 plus NaCl will give us the white precipitate of AgCl plus sodium nitrate. After the reaction, the tube was again weighed, and it was observed that the weight remained practically same. This verifies the law of conservation of mass, that the weight of these 2 solutions before the reaction and after the reaction are same. It means matter cannot be created. So this is the first law, that is law of conservation of mass. Now we'll do the second law of chemical combination, that is the law of constant composition or definite proportions. This law was given by a French chemist, Joseph Proust, and what this law states, that a pure chemical compound always contains same elements combined together in the same definite proportion by weight. So how we can prove this? What Proust did, he took 2 samples of cupric carbonate, CuCO3. One was naturally occurring cupric carbonate and other he prepared in the laboratory. And when he examined, that in both the samples of cupric carbonate, the percentage of copper was 51.35 and the percentage of carbon and oxygen was 9.74 and 38.91. So in both the compounds, the percentages of copper, carbon and oxygen remained the same. It means for a pure substance, the composition of different elements remain the same. This is the second law, which is the law of constant composition or definite proportion. So now we will do the third law, that is law of multiple proportions. What this law states: when 2 elements combine to form more than one compound, then the masses of one of the element which combines with a fixed mass of the other element are in a simple whole number ratio. So now we will explain this by taking one example. Suppose hydrogen combines with oxygen to form 2 compounds, namely water and hydrogen peroxide. So water is H2O and hydrogen peroxide is H2O2. In water, hydrogen plus oxygen gives me water. 2 grams of hydrogen and 16 grams of oxygen will give me 18 grams of water. In the H2O2, 2 grams of hydrogen and 32 grams of oxygen gives me 34 grams of hydrogen peroxide. So in both these, in water and in H2O2, the hydrogen is 2 grams. So one element we have fixed, And for the second element in the water, oxygen is 16 gram, and in the H2O2 the oxygen is 32 gram. So if we see the ratio of this second element, which is not fixed, that is oxygen, so 16 is to 32 again will come in a simple ratio, that is 1:2. So in this way, law is proved that if one element is kept constant, the other element combine with it in a simple whole number ratio. We can take one another example also of nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen and oxygen combine to form 5 oxides, namely nitrous oxide N2O, nitric oxide NO, nitrogen trioxide N2O3, nitrogen tetroxide N2O4, and nitrogen pentoxide N2O5. The different weights of oxygen which combine with the fixed weight of nitrogen in all these oxides can be calculated, and you can see this in a table. In this table you can see which oxides we are having with between nitrogen and oxygen: N2O, NO, N2O3, N2O4 and N2O5. In the second column it is number of parts by weight of nitrogen. Number of parts by weight of nitrogen, how many? 28, 14, 28, 28 and 28. Number of parts by weight of oxygen is 16, 16, 48, 64 and 80. Now we have to fix one element. So we'll fix the nitrogen in all these oxides. So what we'll do, we'll fix the weight of the nitrogen to 14. So you can see that when we fix this, suppose for N2O the weight of nitrogen was 28. When I want to fix it to 14, then I will divide it by 2. So in the same way, for the N2O, the oxygen which is 16 should be divided by 2 and it will become 8. So for all the oxides, when I fix the amount of nitrogen to 14, then what the weight of the nitrogen comes to me, that is 8, 16, 24, 32 and 40. And when I see the ratio of all these masses of the oxygen, then the ratio becomes 8:16:24:32:40. And again this ratio is a very simple whole number ratio, which is 1:2:3:4:5. So this is a simple whole number and hence supports our law, which is the law of multiple proportions. So now we will do the fourth law, which is law of reciprocal proportions or law of equivalent proportions. This law was given by Richter, and what this law states? This states that when two different elements combine separately with a fixed mass of a third element, the ratio in which they do so will be the same or some simple multiple of the ratio in which they combine with each other. Or in other words, the mass ratio of two elements A and B which combine with the fixed mass of C separately is either the same or some simple whole number multiple of the mass ratio in which A and B combine together. So what does this mean? We will see the explanation. You can see one triangle. On the top H is written and here S and O are written. So when S and H they combine, we get the H2S. In the H2S, the hydrogen is 2 parts and sulfur is 32 parts. I hope this is clear. And when S and O they combine, we get SO2. In the SO2, S is 32 parts, and because we have 2 oxygen, one oxygen is 16 parts, so 2 oxygen will become again 32. So in SO2, S is 32 and oxygen is also 32. So the ratio is 1:1. In the H and O, we get H2O. Again in H2O, the hydrogen is 2 parts and oxygen is 16 parts. So if you compare the H2S and H2O, in both the hydrogens are 2, so the hydrogen the amount of hydrogen is fixed. Now we will see the ratio of the S and O from H2S and H2O. In H2S, sulfur is 32 parts and in H2O, O is 16 parts. In both, hydrogen is fixed. So S is 32 and O is 16. When we see the ratio, that is 32:16, again it will become 2:1. So the ratio is again very simple ratio. And if I see in the SO2, the ratio of the S and O. In H2S and H2O, the ratio of S and O is 2:1. In SO2, again we will see the ratio of SO and O. In SO2, S is 32 and oxygen is again 32. So the ratio will become 1:1. So the ratio of the SO in the H2S and H2O is 2:1, which is a simple ratio, and in SO2 the S and O ratio is 1:1, which is again a simple ratio. So either the two elements they have the same ratios or a little different ratio, but that should also be in some simple whole number ratio. So this is the meaning of the law of reciprocal proportions or law of equivalent proportions. Now we will do the fifth law, that is the Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. What this law states: when gases react together or produced in a chemical reaction, they do so in a simple ratio by volume to one another and to the volume of the products, if these are also gases, provided all gases are at the same temperature and pressure. So Gay-Lussac's law says that when gases they react, they combine in a very simple ratios. So let's have one example. Suppose I want to react hydrogen gas and chlorine gas to form hydrogen chloride gas. Then according to reaction, we have H2G plus Cl2G will give me 2 HClG gas. So you can see in this picture and in this equation that 1 part volume of hydrogen combines with 1 volume of Cl2 and will give the 2 volumes of the HCl. And in this figure you can see this is 1 volume of hydrogen, this is 1 volume of chlorine, and it gives me 2 volumes of hydrogen chloride. So the ratios of the hydrogen and chlorine and hydrogen chloride is 1:1:2. So in the same way we can see that if we want to combine hydrogen plus oxygen and want to have water, then 2H2 gas combines with 1 O2G and will give me 2 H2OG. So in this reaction and in this figure you can see that 2 volumes of hydrogen combines with 1 volume of oxygen and gives me 2 volumes of water vapor. So in this case the ratio of the hydrogen and oxygen and water gas, which is water vapors, is nothing but is equal to 2:1:2, which is a simple ratio. So this is the meaning of the Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. I hope these all 5 laws of chemical combination are clear to you. Thank you very much.